The Lord really spoke to me today, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I believe that it's going to help someone else. And so I felt led to pray because there were just something going on in the atmosphere. I don't know what. And so I got on my knees, and at first I was afraid to tell God the truth. And all I heard God say was, "It's okay. Be honest with me. I want to know what's going on with you." And so I said, "Okay, well, Lord," I said, "I feel like you're holding out on me." I said, "I've been praying hard. I've been being obedient. I've been, I cut off people. I did this, I did that, and stuff like that." And I'm telling him these things. And I was like, "Lord," I said, "I'm very grateful for the blessings that you have already been showing me." I said, "Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for those things." And I said, "But when is my life going to completely change to where I'm in a completely different spot and my life now my new life doesn't look like this one now?" And you want to know what he said to me? He said, "My child, I see you. I see you doing all of these things, and it hasn't gone unnoticed." But he said, "You want to know what else I see?" He said, "I see you chasing that high of trying to get new things, trying to get back into that place that I once brought you out of." I'm telling you, it's going to get good. And he also said, he was like, "I can't allow you." He was like, "If I give it to you now, you're going to end up forgetting about me." And at this point, I'm crying because I cannot believe the Lord just told me that. That is not my intention. That's not my heart and stuff like that. I never want to do that. And so he continues to speak to me. He said, "If I was to bring you what you've been asking for now, you would forget about me." He said, "You would praise and thank me whenever I give it to you, and then you'll be on chasing the next thing." And he said, "Why would I bring you through all what I brought you through just for you to end back up in the same place that I brought you out of?" He says, "Why would I allow that? Why would I? Because then you're going to be looking at me crazy as to why I even allowed you to go through that in the first place." And I was like, "Wow, God." I said, "You know what? That makes sense. That makes sense." And also, too, I was like, "God, I don't see anything." I said, "I know we're supposed to have faith and I'm trying." I said, "But God, I don't see anything." And he was like, "My child, let me remind you that I do see everything." He says, "What I need you to do is what I've already told you to do." He says, "I don't need you chasing after these material things." He said, "Don't get me wrong. I'm going to provide for you. I'm going to provide for my children. I want to make sure that you are happy and you're confident in your skin." He says, "But I need to work on your heart a little bit more because, again, if I was to give it to you now, you wouldn't be able to sustain it. And then you would be looking at me crazy as to why I allowed that." And he was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to see you hurting like that." He was like, "I don't want to see you hurting." He said, "I'm not going to allow that." He says, "I want to see you happy, satisfied with me, not material things." He says, "Let me tell you something else." He said, "I see your heart." He was like, "I see that you think that these things are going to satisfy you. These things are going to sustain you. But the only thing that's going to be able to sustain you and bring you that joy is me. And that is the place where I am trying to get you to be." And so he was like, "Are you going to allow me to work on your heart?" And I was like, "Yes, Lord." I said, "I'm so sorry." I said, I didn't even realize. I said, "Lord, please work on my heart." And so are you going to allow God to still work on your heart? Because you have to remember that he sees everything. He sees things down the road. He sees your intentions. He sees everything. Are you gonna still allow God to work on your heart and you actually build that relationship with him, and not because you want something out of him? Because sometimes we can get caught up in wanting to have the blessing instead of still building a relationship with God.